Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's season 10, episode 4, and today we're back for one of the biggest January transfer deadline days you can imagine. Not only have we got our director of football making lots of waves in and out of the club on deadline day, we also head to Old Trafford to face Manchester United. Our first trip there as a Premier League side, managed by Jurgen Klopp, the former Liverpool manager. I'm interested to see how that goes down. And more importantly, if we win that game, we could actually go above United in the league. We're still hanging on for the European places, just 1 point off the magic 40 to secure survival, although I think it's fair to say we'll be staying up now. And what a first season it's been as a Premier League side. We've had interview opportunities, we've had job interest throughout, and we've had a busy January already at the club. So we'll take you through that and transfer deadline day and play our massive game away at Old Trafford. So let's go and say that we'll take part in deadline day. That's the first bit of news of this one. In the meantime, if you are looking forward to this episode, the ins and outs, the big game, please do put a thumbs up on the video. It does make such a difference. If you've missed any of the season so far, you can catch up in the eye above, as well as our transfer special, the live stream in the summer window. There's also links to my other playlists and my recent content too, and thank you so much for your continued support with it. If you want to make sure you don't miss anything in future, please subscribe down below and turn those notifications on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases on the channel from FM20, real world footballing chats and other sports games too. It's going to be a festival over the summer on the channel and I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. But let's go into deadline day. That's the important news today. And we start with all the deals that have already been done. So if we go to the transfer screen, you can see there's plenty going on at the moment. We've had a rejected bid for one of our youngsters. We've got a keeper going in and out, pre-agreed deals. One of them a slight sale, one of them a free agent coming in. And then Ossie Robinson is the current active deal from Minnesota over in America. In the MLS, but he is an Englishman and at 25 could solve our midfield problems. So we'll come back to that as the day goes on. The one issue we have got, Wardley's just picked up an injury, the left back. We've had no sign of a left fullback coming in this window. And there's been plenty of players going out as well. So if we go to the history, just one player in so far, a backup keeper at first team level, Joan Perez for $275,000. He's already gone back on the loan list. He's a 25-year-old Colombian keeper and very much a backup to Summerskill here and a big wage for what he's actually contributing. There was also an under-18 signing and this could be the best one of Neil Dusnip's tenure so far. Phil Richards from Brighton for $550,000. 2-star ability, 5-star potential, and look at those stats. He's got the potential to be a Xavi and Iniesta, already 16 passing, 18 technique, 16 vision, great determination and personality. He could be some player, this kid, so we'll watch out for him. He could have a big few months on his hand. We'll try and give him opportunities, we'll try and get him involved. We're particularly going at the leasing.com trophy, trying to get the under-23s a trophy later this year, breed that winning mentality that's so important, and that also causes some problems with the squad tonight. We've got a game in the leasing.com, the under-23s, so we're going to have to get some of the usual subs into that squad and make up our squad with whatever's left available. So that is the plan for this evening, and they're the two ins this window so far. Out, we've not yet raised any fees, but Alan Campbell has left on a free at last. The man who was earning so much money and nowhere near the squad. He's gone over to China, he's now earning 23 grand a week there, and I'm sure he'll have a decent spell over in Asia, but we're glad to get him off the books. And in 3 players going out on loan, some names that are fairly reputable, Glenn Stevens I guess being the biggest one. He's gone on loan to Brighton in the Championship, he's playing off the bench at the moment, but he wasn't really involved for us, so it makes sense, and hopefully he'll improve while he's there. He's got a great personality, he just needs football, and I'm sure he'll work his way into the squad. We've got Andreas Dimitru, who returned from a loan spell. He's now gone back out to Oxford in League 2. He's had a good start there. I think it's fair to say he's not going to make it at this point. And then Socrates, the young striker signed in the summer, he's gone on loan to Bromley, a National League player yet to score or get off the mark, and he's not going to make it at this level either. So 2 players going out on loan from the youth teams, 1 first teamer on loan and 1 permanent deal. And there's a few others that are unhappy, that are transfer listed, whatever else it may be. So let's go and head through deadline day and see if Neil Dusnip can produce any more magic. 9 AM, we have a sign-in, and it's the man we expected, Ossie Robinson. Not to be confused with Craig Robinson, our current central midfielder. He is coming in for 4.3 million, rising to 5.5, nearly 40 grand a week as an important player. And let's see if he justifies that status. All he very much does. Instantly becomes the second best midfielder. We'll get Edmonds to recommend and welcome him to the club. 3.5 ability, 4-star potential. In behind Xavier is the second best midfielder. Another absolute bargain at this level. Brilliant player, 25 years of age, former England under-21 international, played for Minnesota, Rangers, West Ham and Hull City in England before. He's just a good Mazzala, a solid box-to-box player. He's the type that we want at a club, prefers to play on the right, that works well with Vinicius, and he's going to go straight into that midfield role. It's worth 12.5 million already, so must be a bargain. We've got a 3.5-year deal, 4.5-year deal even. What a player he is. 2-footed, gets forward when possible, tries long range passes, has good vision, is a good free kick taker. I mean, he's got so much going for him. What a fantastic player that is. What a start. Homegrown, of course, in the country. Helps with that quota for the English Premier League. And one day, hopefully, for Europe too. What a start to deadline day. Doesn't leave us much of a budget. Just £4 and a bit million, 12 grand on the wages. And we still desperately need a left back. Let's see if Neil can find that one more missing link with just 14 hours to go. Midway through the day, no sign of anything coming in, as you'd probably expect with the limited budget left. But Sebastian Millet, we've had an offer accepted for 3.3 million, which is basically his value. Us still paying a third of his wages to go to Pompey. He wanted to leave, he'd requested a transfer, so I can understand that. But I'm a little bit surprised that the fee's not a bit more, or that there's not a sell on. He's a decent young player. He's not really worked out for him here. He's not got a great rating when he's played. But I understand the process. So Sebastian Millet may well be on his way. That will certainly harm our leasing.com trophy bid. But a good player nonetheless, and we can totally understand him moving on. There was also one lone player going out, and that was just one of the youngsters, Pete Finnegan, I think it was. Two of them, in fact. Pete Finnegan to Torquay. They're paying his $1,200 a month. And then the other one was Oscar Lancaster to Macclesfield. They're paying his $2,000 a month. So 2 backup youngsters going out of the club, but no more real big news yet on deadline day. Right, panic stations are occurring. It is 3:15, 4 hours till kick-off against United. Luakim has pre-agreed a deal to go to Nantes. No problem with that. I think he's on loan there. Where is he playing? No, he's at Besiktas, but he's a decent player, but we've no problem with him going. This is the problem. Southampton have bid 7.75 for Wardley, rising to 9.5 with a sell-on clause. Good offer, I understand it, but it has been accepted. And that means we go from one professional left-back to no professional left-backs. And how we can do that on deadline day, if he is not replaced with a good left-back, we are in big, big trouble for the rest of this season. Thank goodness we've already wrapped up survival, but this could be the first disaster with Neil Dewsnip as director of football. He's never done me wrong before. I don't want to panic, but this could be a massive situation. Our bacon has been saved. Ian Wardley rejects Southampton, so he has spared the blushes for Neil. There's no offers for Palmer Brown, so apparently he's been offered to clubs. I think he was unhappy, so that might be the reason for that. Should we ask him to speak to clubs? I mean, he's a backup player. We might as well. He's getting old. He's getting worse. They've asked us to do the talk. We'll do the talk. Let's see what they say. He's happy to get out of here. Really crucial in our promotion last year, but has declined so quickly over the summer. But the big news, Ian Wardley, who's back to training as well, has stayed despite interest from Southampton. Only got the flu, so we'll be fine to play tonight. But this is going to be a really tough 5 hours for us. Can we get to the game without losing any stars? And can we get another left back in to compete with him? More rejections, and this time it is Sebastian Millet rejecting Portsmouth. There are still clubs that want him. Charlton, one of our former teams. So let's wait and see what happens on that front. But interestingly, he's chosen to reject the team he was supposed to go to as well. That's the second time that's happened today. And what it does mean, if we don't sell players that we don't need, or Neil's not able to get them out for decent money, we probably won't get a left back, and we have to hope that Wardley stays fit. What he certainly shouldn't be doing is accepting any more offers for him. But we are getting close to kick-off now. Millet's had an offer from Charlton. It has been rejected. A bigger sell-on, but 3 million. Surely without the wage contribution, that actually works out more. So I'm a little bit puzzled by that. It's kick-off time. 3.5 hours of the window to go. No more news just yet. Torres is back, can play 45 minutes. Wardley 75, but he's going to have to play 90. Millet has had another offer from Charlton. Again, it's been rejected. So while we go into this game, let's look at the recent results and how we got to the position we're in. We've had a bit of a mixed bag since you were last with me. Of course, you were here for the Arsenal game and the City game as well. And since then, we won 3 on the bounce, had a brilliant run of form. Leon Lowry came in for the injured Balogun against Stoke, got a brace with Flauhelt getting the other. Away to Sheffield United, Rob Simpson scored the winner before a 3-1 win at home to West Ham. Sunday Balogun back with a brace and Monchu sliding one home too. But then a bit of a disaster run. 1-0 defeat at home to United, a disappointing defeat at Championship Barnsley in the FA Cup, despite Jack Vaughan getting another early goal, and then away to Wolves in the Premier League, Ben Woodburn put us to the sword, and it was a 1-0 defeat to make it 3 in a row in all competitions. But now we're back to unbeaten form, and that's because of 3 home games on the trot. A 2-0 win at home to Leicester, Edmonds and Balogun with the goals after a very early red card for the visitors. A 1-1 draw at home to mid-table Leeds, Rob Simpson with a goal, Jamie Higgins with an injury, and an equaliser late on 2. And then an emphatic 5-0 win against Newcastle last time. Lowry got a rare start on the right, he scored a goal, Edmonds scored a cracker, Balogun with a brace, and Flauhelt again from a set piece. We look a proper good side, the tactics working, even when we vary it slightly with an inside forward instead of a winger, it seems to do well for us. It's working a treat and we're performing well above expectations. So let's see if we can do the same at Old Trafford tonight. Jamie Higgins, unfortunately, has a 6 to 7 month injury. It leaves us incredibly short on the right wing, but it means the likes of Lowry and Vaughan will get more of a chance. But you probably have to say that's the end of Higgins' chance of being a Premier League player. He was improving, he was still doing all right, but that's it, he ain't coming back from that one. So in we go today. We have got to look at Andy May out on loan too. He's really improving at Rotherham. But it's all about our side at Burnley today. Let's go and get into this game against United. The home side, heavy odds on favourites. Got a few injury troubles of their own, but Jurgen Klopp's side I'm sure will do well. So let's go through and select our lineup. We'll be back in a moment to go through it in full. So, possibly the most unique lineup you'll ever see, but I am so intent on creating that winning mentality with the reserve side, or the young lads coming through. I want them to win the leasing.com trophy so badly. As a result, I'm basically sacrificing this fixture. Not in terms of the first 11, that is our strongest possible 11. There's no arguments there. Possibly Garcia's had a couple of average games, but he did really well against Newcastle. So he'll stay in there. But on the bench, just 4 senior players, Perez and Slicker. We've got the new signing, Ossie Robinson, of course. It won't be long before he's in for Garcia anyway. But this is the 11 we've gone for. It's Summerskill in goal, Furlong and Wardley the fullbacks with Flauhelt and Simpson the centre-halves, Torres back from injury on the right wing, Edmonds over on the left, Garcia and Xavier in midfield, and then Villalba behind, Sunday Balogun up front, Monchu, Orellana, Robinson and Palmer Brown the subs, with the 2 goalkeepers there too. So in we go to the game. You could call me stupid for this, but I hope it won't backfire too badly. Let's see if we can get a result, and hopefully the under-23s can continue their winning run. 4-2, 3-1 for United then. A sea of wonder kids from previous times. De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka and Chilwell the fullbacks, Milinkovic, Savic, Havertz and Rashford. What a team that is. Havertz in particular, much talked about at the moment, of course, particularly with the return of the Bundesliga, and he's lived up to that here as well. So this is the team we're up against. There's a lot of good regions in there too, and we've got a very limited bench if we don't have a good start. So we're going to ask the lads to pick up where they left off. A 5-0 win last time, we come into it with confidence. But we know it's going to be a tough day, and we know we haven't got our usual substitutes to call upon. So into the game we go. Manchester United with a kick-off, and they're playing immediately out from the back. Here's the centre-half into Havertz, finds Capelli and now Paredes. Out to Alves, beats the fullback. Wardley not looking fit there. Alves is fouled. Oh, Owen Edmonds, you did not need to do that. It says it looks harsh, but Stuart Atwell says a penalty. The VAR review does not save us, and now up they step with a penalty. Who is it going to be? Marcus Rashford steps up for United. Summerskill against him. Who will come out on top? Rashford scores into the corner, down to the keeper's right. He could not get there. He guessed right, but he was a little too late. 10th for the season for the United star, and with a minute gone, we're behind to a penalty. Disastrous start on deadline day. Let's hope the window makes up for it when we finish this match. Half an hour gone. Been a bit of a quiet game since that penalty, as Rob Simpson plays short out to Furlong. Into Xavier. Good first 11. Don't forget, this is our first choice team. It's not like we're down depleted for the sake of the leasing.com trophy. The benches, but the starting 11's the same. As Balogun goes alone. Good save, David De Gea. Balogun again creates chances from nothing, and that's why he's such a favourite of ours. We've got to be fair as he steps up for the corner. He's now scored 12 goals and got 10 assists in 22 games. It's world-class levels. His rating's exceptional. He's worth £35 million. He signed another new deal for 5 years, as has Leon Lowry on that front actually, so we're certainly not short of strikers in future. Xavier with a shot as it bobbles down, and it is cleared away by Wan-Bissaka. As we mentioned over on the community page this week, we have had a vote for our live stream series moving forward. A lot of you have gone for a Youth Academy challenge, and that would suit Burnley down to the ground. So once we probably move on, it's almost inevitable in this series. We can then stay with Burnley in that alternate universe and try a Youth Academy series. We won't be signing any players over 18 who can't become homegrown at the club, and we'll be trying to develop some of these youth stars into the first team of the future. How far can they go? How good will they be? Time will tell on that front. But as I say that, United have gone 2 up. Chilwell has put in a juicy delivery from the left, beats the defence right in that corridor, and Alves volleys in, and that's probably game over, you have to say. We've got to be careful of Torres when we get to the hour mark. I'm also keen that I want to give a debut to Robinson, and Wardley's got the flu as well. So do you know what? Palmer Brown will come on left back. No risk at all there. Torres is going to be replaced by Robinson for his debut. Garcia will go out wide because he's probably the quickest and most mobile of our centre midfielders. And Robinson will go in his preferred Mazzala role. We've also got Villalba having a poor game, so he'll be replaced by Monchu. Is he better as an attacking midfielder? I think he is. So he will go on up there. He's not better in any other role, so we'll just stick with that for now. And there are 3 subs made. Can we keep this respectable? 10 to go. I'm a little bit tempted to go attacking, try and chase the game, but I know that we could lose 3 or 4. We've done it before as Rashford smashes over from 30 yards. Caught it beautifully. I'd love to know how many goals he's got in this career. Ball into the box. Furlong heads away. We'll go and have a look in a moment as Paqueta finds Rashford again. Back to the edge of the box. Out wide to Alves on the left-hand side. Chance to deliver. Has already played well in this game, but his cross is blocked and Manu Garcia will bring it away. Beats him and he's got acres of space to run into, but he's caught very, very quickly by an agile United side. Paredes through. Rashford again. Oh, that's too good. What a player he has become. 175th Premier League goal that was. Only 5 this season. He's getting on now. He's a bit more of a rotation option at the club. 142 England caps, 64 goals. 175 league goals for United. What a career he's had and what a player he's become. He makes it 3. It's game over here. And United always looked a bit too good. What I can say for this season, with the exception of Wolves who are staying up there, we're probably the best of the rest, and that's been amazing for our first Premier League season. We've got some great youngsters as United head wide again. These are the first side that have properly embarrassed us this year. It's good to get Robinson a debut. Hopefully our gamble on the bench would have paid off. The under-23s will have won and continued their run, but we've got to avoid a 4th here for United. Out to Alves on the right. Inside to Paqueta, now Paredes, and now Alves again. Skins too. That is a brilliant block. Edmonds deflects the cross with a diving header, having already fallen over. I've never seen anything like that. But the 3 minutes of stoppage time are up. United win 3-0 at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 3, Burnley 0, and Marcus Rashford the key man for the home side. We gave it our best, but the lads are unhappy. Norwich away at the other end of the table next. And that's the sort of one we've got to win if we want to stay up there. We've still got a game in hand on some of the top sides, but it's only 4 points to Stoke and 6 to Bournemouth now. I imagine they can start to catch us as we move along, particularly if we don't replace key areas. Don't also forget there's 45 minutes of the window left. And did we win? We did. We won in the under-23 game. Let's see how we got on there. Well, now I'm absolutely furious. None of them played. Why did they not play? That's got to be a glitch. I mean, they still won, thankfully. But we could have had a full-strength bench there. I'm very annoyed. But either way, 45 minutes of the window to go. We'll deal with this press conference off camera. And we'll be back to round up deadline day. But is there going to be one more surprise yet? We have a last-minute deadline day deal. I'm a bit concerned about this one. It is a left-back, so we've got to give him props. He's found a problem and he's resolved it with the loan space. But Hull are the other club chasing him, and they're a League One side, so I'm a bit worried about this. Let's have a look. 2.5 ability, 4 potential, 19 grand a week wages. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. He's going to be a backup to Wardley. But that's the cover we needed. He's a decent pro. Under 21 international. Why on earth was he going to League One? He's better than that. He's got proper potential, this kid. A decent personality, determined. likes to get forward. He's not perfect in terms of role and duty for what we want, but he's played a few games in the Premier League this year, and I'm quite pleased with that one. A good way to round off deadline day, but there's still 45 minutes. Will there be any more surprises? Transfer deadline day is over. No more news. Let's have a look at the wage expenditure. It's improved for us, but it's still well below the next side, Stoke. We are absolutely flying. And to be fair, aren't Stoke right behind us? They are, so I tell you what, we're both doing pretty well down there. Our wage bill is dwarfed by most of the clubs in the league. Once you get to 12th place Bournemouth, that's over double ours. Even Newcastle and Norwich are double. It is incredible what we're achieving this year, and what a side we've got. What a great young team we've got. Can they keep developing? So a quick roundup of deadline day. Of course, you know we lost 3-0, but we've also had a few deals in and out of the club. Winsley comes in on loan, as does Ozzy Robinson on a permanent for $5.5 million in future fees. And then a couple of loan youngsters go out, but most of that business was done earlier on. So a few of the backup players that wanted to leave, Millet and then Palmer Brown most notably, they will have to stay for now. Of course, the American window's still open, the Chinese window's still open. So we won't rule out action completely. But for me, I think that's been a pretty good window, and it leaves the squad in decent shape for the rest of the year. A bit of a bizarre glitch with the under-23 game, but otherwise, we expected to lose against United. Let's see when we're going to be back next. If you did enjoy this episode, please put a thumbs up on it. I think we'll come back about halfway for Arsenal away. Second in the league, it's a big match, isn't it? Villa are next, but they're down near the bottom. So we'll come back for Arsenal, and then we'll do the last one or two on camera as well. Chelsea and Liverpool, the final two. So we need to get our points on the board by then. But if you did enjoy this episode, as I mentioned, please do put a thumbs up on it. It does make such a big difference. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the transfer window as a whole. Any surprises coming in and out? I certainly think it was decent enough. There were no fireworks. We weren't expecting it. But Ozzy Robinson could be an under-the-radar top-class signing. Already good enough to start for $5.5 million at Premier League level. That's very unusual, so I'm pleased with that. The one thing I very quickly did want to show you was Ashley Harrott. He is improving so quickly. At 17 years of age, we've got stars on our hands here. And I really think we're going to produce a wonderful side. As we mentioned, we probably will have to move on inevitably. This is a realistic journeyman save, and we have to go if we get a big offer. But we will continue this Burnley side in a Youth Academy challenge, as you've overwhelmingly voted for that over on the community page for the live stream series. That'll start in a week or two, probably after we leave Burnley in this series. Just so we don't have any overlap on the channel, I don't want to cause any confusion. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on below. You'll get daily alerts as FM20 content releases on the channel. Monday to Saturday we'll have this series and the Dorking Wanderers save alternating, both in brilliant stages as we reach the elite level. And I'm really looking forward to the last few months actually. Don't forget on Sundays our stadium review series continues, myself and a co-host talking about grounds we visited around the country, filling the void of not being able to attend football, and this week we'll be focusing in on Charlton Athletic. It was Cardiff last week, so a couple of the big boys now. But thank you for all your support with the content on the channel the last few weeks, I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time for a big episode with Burnley, as we've got another youth intake to look forward to, and hopefully we'll be flying up the Premier League and staying in contention for a shock European place.